Okay, just before I take it back for the last time, take it apart, this is my Halloween costume. Pretty crazy, huh? Okay, this is a MAME arcade cabinet, and this is what I wore during the Halloween celebration in Itaewon, and it won me first prize. People were absolutely amazed by it. I actually wore this on my person, as you'll see in the video later, and people were just crowding around me. They almost didn't believe what they saw. Okay, this is what it looks like, and it was a real working live arcade machine. Okay, it doesn't look much like much here, but it's actually made of like foam board, compressed foam board, and these things in here with the lights. So when I moved, these lights went on the marquee, and they're just, all they are is just bicycle lights. Those bicycle lights that you just put on wheels of bikes, where the valve is. Yeah, they just react to movement. The idea was to create something that looked as real and as authentic as possible. Even there, if I zoom in, you can see that there's a real coin mech there, a real working coin mech. Okay, real arcade controls. This is actually a real arcade control panel ripped off an old arcade machine, and this is the bezel that I made, and the rest of it was just made out of foam board. Okay, so I went around with this on my person. It's very, very light. It only weighs less than a kilo and a half. That's a laptop on the top there that I've just put on the top there, and behind the bezel I just wired up some speakers to a preamp and a battery. Okay, taking 4 AA batteries to power the speaker. Okay, and behind it here there's a little button which I just press on now, and this, it looks like a real light, a real what do you call it, those fluorescent tubes. It's not at all. It's one of those traffic ones that some police use, and it's battery operated on 3 AAA batteries, and it's really cheap. It cost about $3. This thing's just made out of simple plastic that's very perspex style plastic that's very easy to cut, and I put the speakers in there. They're actually one of those sets for external speakers for MP3 players and stuff. Very, very cheap. Okay, so let's look around the back of it. Okay, so here we have all the wiring here, and as you can see, if I just take this out here, you can see that all this is, I can get it out. As you can see, all this is just one of those ones, and they cost about, it's kind of like a lightsaber style thing that you might get from a toy store, but it's sold as a traffic wand, and all that is a little lamp inside, or a little torch inside. These are the speakers up here. I'll just show you. I'll just take off the end there so that you can see it. Okay, it's just a torch. That's all it is. And that's the end there. And of course the plastic fluorescent bit is just a bit of plastic. Okay, so that's how I made that illusion. Also with the speakers, there's a little preamp there, which was wired to a battery box, which went straight to the speakers, which plugged into the laptop. Okay, this is a coin mech which I wired up, and also I wired up, this is take the laptop off, so you can see how it all works. And this here, right here, is the wiring for MAME controls. Just here. That's an old keyboard encoder, and there are all the controls in there, and I just wired them up. It's fairly straightforward to do. it's a keyboard hack. Okay, so basically the laptop that's over here, it's just an old Pentium 3 laptop, and I just put a bit of laminate over the keys to stop them being pressed, and these two bits in here, when you fold it all the way back, those little hinges in here would go up here, and the screen would then be directly in front, and then you just plug everything in and off you go. Okay, this is it with the laptop in place. I just put the laptop in there. There's a little bit of string there to hold the screen in place. Obviously the keyboard's just down there, just in front of the controls. Okay, and of course when you turn it round, so I'd wear that in the front of my body, and I actually cut the back off just so you could see, and that is the laptop screen there. You will see it in operation and working when you see the video later on. Okay, and it's actually incredibly light, this thing, and what I do is I just hold on to these things here on the side, these little cabinet handles I put on the side, and that drills right into the wood. This is the only thing that's made of wood. Okay, this thing is made of wood, but the rest of it is just made of foam board. So it's incredibly light. It weighs about 3 kilos in total, I think, 3 or 4, not very heavy. And obviously when people hammer the controls and stuff, so the whole thing didn't fall apart, I'd hold on like an usher onto these handles here, because this is the only bit that needs to be sturdy at all. So as you can see, I'm now going to take this apart, but anyway, enjoy the video. Here's the arcade cabinet completely taken out. Here's the old laptop, and this is all the rubbish which is going to be recycled. It's just to show you, it's just a foam board, very easy to break. See, that's all it was, just foam board. Okay, so all this foam's going to be recycled. As you can see, it's really light stuff. You know, I pick it up all with one finger basically. Okay, so that's all going to be recycled. The laptop is over here, so you can see I put a cover on it so it wasn't accidentally pressed any of the buttons. Okay, salvage parts, control panel with the exchange gate and the chip in there, speakers with amp, bezel, coin mech, and lots of other bits and bobs and leads and stuff. Yeah, so it's probably about $50 worth of salvageable equipment there that I can reuse in another project, and not including the laptop, which is probably worth not much more than that. And all that stuff is going to be recycled, so nothing is wasted at all.